Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of NeoCab. I just had the strangest conversation with two German people. They didn't sound very German either, and they thought I was a robot. I really don't know if this makes me feel insecure or if it makes me feel superior. But for now, I'm going to continue with the game. An LOPD speed trap nearly nabbed me on the way over. Too close. But I still wasn't fast enough. This was definitely it. The location on Savi's SOS pin. It was just an empty lot in between some abandoned storefronts. I could only see as far as my headlights, but there was no trace of her. No text since "so sorry" either. Call out her name. I called out her name. There was no answer. Had I just missed her? If I'd driven here faster, would she be getting into my car right now? Laughing off her crazy night. It was so dark I could barely see the broken bottles all over the ground. This wasn't a good place for anyone to wait around at night, especially alone. Especially someone like Savi. Then I saw it. Face down on the curb, her phone. I grabbed it and a chill ran up my arms. It was shattered right in the center of the hollow screen, now totally dark and cold. It looked like it had been stepped on. There was a sticker on the back, a punk-looking symbol of a wasp inside a bicycle gear. I sketched it in my journal app and stashed her phone in my glove box. That explained the radio, pardon me. That explained the radio silence. What had happened to her? Sorry, what had happened here? I'm making up the script as I go along. Sorry, guys. Someone must have grabbed it from her? Someone who didn't want her texting me. Who would do that? If you know her at all, you know Savi is not someone you should mess with. My field grid went hard red. That seemed about right. I wondered what Savi's field grid looked like right now. What was she feeling? What was she thinking? All I could imagine was not comforting. I tried to push back my thoughts and focus on what I could do right now. I remembered that Azul had told me about Radix. No cops. My body felt crazy, like I was buzzing with nerves, but at the same time could barely keep a thought in my head. I had nowhere to go and no one to help talk things out. All I could do was try to get some sleep. My only option was Crasher, to find a cheap motel and a spare room somewhere. Anywhere but a Capra capsule, if I could afford it. I closed out my NeoCab shift. At least, I'd hit my quota before my world turned upside down. Alright. I didn't quite hit the goal of 35. I think that was the goal at the start, right? Okay, let's find a place to live. I mean, stay. Is this the closest place? Oh no, sorry. We'll go here, maybe? Holy balls, look how luxurious that looks. We'll just go for a squalor. The further, the closer the better. These use about the same amount of energy. This one uses less energy, I'm going to use it. Plus the fares were around this area before, right? So... Extraordinary sleep at a very ordinary price. Sleep comfortable, stay you, stay at Capra. Oh no, not Capra. This isn't Capra. We're gonna go here. Vacancies now at the landmark motel Azteca. Relaxed lodging with hot tub, parking and continental breakfast. Let's do it. I wasn't sure how much sleep I'd get. Even though I was exhausted, my mind was racing with worries about Savvy. But when my head hit the pillow in the Azteca, I went somewhere else. I was back in the cactus flats, in a room where I used to live, floating above all these things I'd owned. All these beautiful little things. Rows and rows of little things, pine cones and seashells. I remembered where I'd gotten each one of them, and the joy I felt was so warm, like light inside my whole body. I was so happy to be home. I kept floating, and then I wasn't in my nice room anymore, and there wasn't anything in the room, and I couldn't breathe. I went for the door and it didn't open. I screamed and screamed and screamed until all the air was gone, and I knew I was dying. Then I woke up. The as-advertised 24/7 breakfast was okay, but there were pine cones placed around the trays for decoration. I knew it had to have been a coincidence. Of course it was. But the effort to ignore the thoughts that maybe it wasn't just a coincidence, that maybe the hotel was some kind of portal between the dream world and the real world, but then that would mean all I could summon were pine cones. It's all just kinda killed my appetite. Back to work. The memory of what had happened last night was a shadow over everything around me. The desperate text, Savvy's smashed phone. I tried to quiet my mind and just feel into my body for a second. This wasn't working. Where the hell was she? This wouldn't be the first time she'd ghosted, but this felt different. And I knew basically nothing about what her life in Los Hoyos was like. Savvy was headed to a nightclub, but its name... total mystery. Oh, and she was in some kind of trouble at work. Whatever that was. I tried to recall as many details as I could about last night, scribbling in my journal app until my hand ached. Maybe I'd seen that symbol on her phone before after all. It wasn't a name, but it was a person to track down, and a neighbourhood. As long as I met my neocab quota, I could stay in the search without losing my job and leaving LO as a total disaster. Okay. We're going to start the shift. Can I have a look at the journal? So, yeah, this was one of the entries here. Last text 2 AM. We went to that location, there was nothing there. So, dropped off at 9 PM, rich person dorm. Jace never texted Deets. Savvy seemed upset. I kinda... F-bombed up at work. Where does she work? Found the phone, it was smashed with a weird sticker. Azul tattoo, Radix. So the Radix could, you know, they could be involved in this, I think. Okay, that's what we saw yesterday. This was this sticker. Nothing further. Okay, so I don't think there's much more information here for us to get, so I think we'll get on with our first job of the day. Okay, so that's where we are. Oh yeah, because that's where our hotel was. So I get some more chart. Oh, that's nice and cheap. Cabra though. That is super cheap. We'll get a full charge here, I think. Yikes, a little low and I didn't know then when I'd be able to charge up again. Okay. Pretty sweet deal actually. Okay, let's do it. We're gonna get a full charge. And we'll get back into the car here. Alright. So, my first fare is going to be this person here. She wasn't there before, was she? No, there's a guy up there as well. Where's she wanting to go? Over there. Hopefully somebody will pop up around this area later. 5 stars. All things to all people. Una St. Clair. Alright. I need to get to the Cadence, and I need to get there fast. Okay. What's that? Sounds like a spa. It's the casino. The big one. I remember when cab drivers were expected to memorize things like this. Sorry, I haven't updated my programming in a while. I'm new here. Ah, don't mind me. I'm just pressed for time. Hello to Frontera, north side. Sorry, head to Frontera. That was a straight shot. Easy trip. Oh no, don't go that way. Rajaniemi Square is a mess. You can barely get through. She sounded like she knew what she was talking about. Must be some warning on the hollow space. I can go around. Would you like me to take Jean Street or Flambeur? Choose one at random. And I do mean random. As random as you can make it. But there's only 2 options. Like, the potential for randomness. Weird. This was a different kind of backseat driving. Psychological. I whispered eeny meeny miny. And swerved at the last minute onto Jean Street. Not Flambeur? Oh, come on, are you serious? Okay. You said to choose. Wait. Ah, yes. That's just what I needed. So I chose correctly? No, I was desperate for a bit of chance. A dose of entropy. Randomness, you know? Resets my mind. Sometimes one finds oneself in a rut of predictability. Tell me about it. It's why humor is such a balm. Comedy is based on the unexpected twist. Interesting method. How about I pick a number? Between 1 and hippopotamus. Between your hippocampus and mine, thank you. But no. Not that kind of randomness. I need chance. With real stakes. Which is why I'm zooming down Jean towards a casino? Yes, but now I'm not sure it'll work. The stakes that there are high in monetary terms, but they don't actually matter, don't you find? They matter when you roll a hot 13. You've never been inside a casino, have you? I should have said the card stuff. I just thought it'd be funny. I like to think life itself is a gamble. And the whole world is my house? So that's a no. No, the casino definitely isn't going to work. I need to find some entropy that matters. Why? What's this about? Well, it's simple. Almost obvious. Something is wrong with the world. I agree with you there. Not that kind of wrong. Oh, crap. A deeper kind. Sadly, I fear our timeline has become tangled. The universe is made of infinite timelines, always branching based on the tiniest decisions. It is perfectly coherent and stable. As long as the branches remain distinct. I waited for her to say more. So you see the obvious danger. Obvious is not quite the word I would have chosen. So if our timeline is tangled up with another one, can there be two Lenas in one... How do we... can there be two Lenas in one timeline? Technically, yes. Statistically, no. But certainly, the Lena driving this cab might not be the one from my timeline. The same could be true for other people too. Has anyone you know suddenly changed? Hey, savvy. Or even disappeared? How do you know? Now, that, Una, is a good joke. I thought as much. Tell me what happened. It should help me calibrate. I told her what happened with Savvy. I was supposed to move in with my best friend, and she didn't show. And now I don't know if she's in trouble, or hurt, or maybe just the worst. She listened like my story was feeding her. Maybe I'd get 5 stars out of it, but it was a little creepy. So your friend just vanished. With no explanation? None. And you don't know how to feel about it. It confuses you. Wouldn't you be confused? Perfect. Perfect! I don't know if you caught the part where I said she might be hurt. She ignored me. Now this part is crucial. If your friend hadn't disappeared, where would she be right now? I don't know, I just moved here. Please, just guess. Think in terms of chance, and what, if, and maybe. Let them wash over you. I could tell she was never going to drop it, I might as well indulge her. Okay, if she hadn't just blinked off the map, Savvy would probably be here in my car. Right next to me in the passenger seat, just cruising. Savvy blowing perfect vape rings out the window. Calling out compliments to everyone, whether they liked it or not. We'd be blasting some cheesy mix from high school. It would have been awesome. Yep. That's exactly where Savvy should be. She'd be right here with me. She looked around the cab as if she just noticed it. She would she? I remembered Radix and what Savvy had said about being anti-car. Definitely. Well, drive me around then. And let me feel her absence. I passed a turn that would have taken us to the casino. Ona sat like a statue, looking straight ahead. It wasn't the look most passengers get when they're reading their screens. But then, she was reading Spacetime. My mind wandered and I thought about all the maybe savvies in the other timelines. She could be doing so many things. It was part of why I wanted to move in with her again. Maybe splitting an order of pork buns. Maybe just splitting an order of pork buns at some hole-in-the-wall bao shop. We'd be racing to call each other pork buns. Move it, pork buns! Looking good, pork buns. You can pull over here, dear. Thank you. That was good. Very useful. I wish I could pay you back in kind and help you locate your friend. Information is obscenely undervalued against coin, don't you agree? Any clue would help, I've got nothing to go on. Well, I can't tell you where she is, I'm afraid, but I can tell you where she was supposed to be. At this moment in a stable timeline, she's at a terrible Berlin techno-themed club called Dance Machine. Am I saying that right? It's not that far from here in any case. You're unbelievable, Luna. I think I can use this. think nothing of it. It's merely a byproduct of my work. So, I have to ask, are you a witch? No, though you're not the first person to think that. Just a quantum statistician. Just a quantum statistician. Just think of me as an accountant, except the spreadsheet is very, very large. And you can be simultaneously rich and broke. I don't think I could handle that kind of uncertainty in my Capra cash account. Oh, don't worry about that. Counter-espionage is quite lucrative. In any case. Wait, back up. Counter-espionage? Ah, yes. With a little time, a little luck, and just the right entropy differential, no secret is safe. The only way to protect your communications from a quantum statistician is to hire a better one. And I'm the best there is, so... So can you, like, read my texts? You see, I really must dash. Thank you for the ride and the story. This timeline is indeed unstable as I feared. And we might even be able to fix it. Wait, we might fix it? She slid out and walked up the sidewalk away from my car, zigging and zagging as she went. It looked random, and the sinking feeling in my stomach, that felt very, very certain. If there was really infinite timelines, did any choices really matter? I reached for my phone to find my next passenger. Time to choose again. Thank you for your honesty and the humor, a wonderfully chaotic source of entropy. And I am on fire. Wow. More money. And plenty of battery as well. Okay, let's see what the journal says now. No password is safe from the Quantum Witch.